Okay, good morning students, how are you all? Hope you are well. And previous class we have completed perfect competition market characteristics, and today we are discussing about the how to determine price under perfect competition market. So already we are discussing about the important characteristics. We have completed large number of the buyers and sellers, which market is there, that market we can call it as a perfect competition market. Here perfect competition market price will be determined by the market forces, that is the demand and supply. Where the demand and supply is equal, that price we can call it as a equilibrium price. So here perfect competition market price will be determined by the market forces, that is the market forces like demand and supply. Where this market demand and supply is equalized, where these two demand and supply is equalized, this is we can call it as a equilibrium price. So under the perfect competition market, where the demand and supply is equalization, that will be determining of the prices of the perfect competition market. Here nobody has not price makers, that all of buyers and sellers is the only price takers only. Here nobody has not determining of the price of the commodity. So now we are discussing how it is. If you take the one example, the price of the commodity is 10 rupees. What is the demand and supply? Now we are discussing about the through the example. If you take the price, and next one is the supply, and next one is the demand. If you take the, now we are discussing about, take the one example. At the 10 rupees of the, if you take the tomatoes, 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees, 50 rupees. Suppose if you take the supply in kgs, this is the in kgs, and demand also in kgs. Suppose tomato kg, 1 kg is equal to the 10 rupees. At the 10 rupees of the price, tomato supply is only 20 kgs. And when the prices is increased from the 10 rupees to 20 rupees, the supply of the tomato has increasing to the 30 kgs. When the prices are increasing to the 20 rupees to 30 rupees, it has increasing to the 40 rupees, 40 kgs. And when the 40 rupees kg, the supply has increased 50 kgs. And when the price is increasing to 50 rupees, supply is increasing to the 60 kgs, which means here when the prices of the tomato 1 kg is 10 rupees, supply is only 20 kgs. When the prices are increasing from the 10 rupees to the 50 rupees, supply also increased, which means the price and supply has having to the direct relationship, which means if the prices are increasing, supply also increasing. This is the law of supply. And when you are coming to the demand, and the 10 rupees of the kg of the tomato, demand is 60 kgs. At the 10 rupees of the kg tomato, demand is more at the 60 kgs. And the price is increasing to 10 rupees to the 20 rupees, the demand has decreasing to the 60 kgs to the 50. Likewise, when the 30 rupees, that demand has decreasing 50 kgs to the 40 kgs, and the 40 rupees kg, it has decreasing to the 30 kgs, and when the 50 rupees of the kg, demand is 20 kgs. Here it is a clear relation between under the perfect competition market, prices will be determined by the market forces where the demand and supply is equalized. according to this table, when the prices are goes on increasing to the 10 rupees to the 50 rupees, supply also increased 20 kgs to the 60 kgs. When coming to the demand, when the 10 rupees of the kg of the tomato, demand is 60 kgs. When the 10 rupees to 20 rupees as prices has increasing tomato, it has demand as decreasing from the 60 kgs to the 50 kgs. And when the 30 rupees of the kg of the tomato is there, this demand has decreasing from the 50 kgs to the 40 kgs. It is clearly, we know that price and supply has having to the positive relationship, and when coming to the price and demand, this relationship is negative relationship. It is clearly indicated. The price and supply has having to the direct relationship. It is nothing but when the prices are increasing from the 10 rupees to the 50 rupees, supply also increased from the 20 kgs to the 60 kgs. And when coming to the demand has having to the inverse relationship. When the prices are increasing 10 rupees to the 50 rupees, but demand has decreased from the 60 kgs to the 20 kgs. It is clear. Already we are third chapter we have discussed law of demand, we are completed. As per the based on this table, now we are drawing up the graph. So on the graph, we know that generally x axis we have to take the quantity of the demand and supply. If you based on this table, now we are drawing up the graph. So this is the x axis, this is the y axis. On the y axis we have generally we are taking up the price, and x axis now we are taking up the quantity of demand and supply. This is the quantity of demand and supply. So generally this demand curve is the negative relationship, that's why this is the demand curve, this is the demand, and supply curve is the positive relationship, that's why supply curve is always to from left to right upward slope. This is the supply curve. Supply curve has having to be from left to right upward slope. Demand curve has having to be from left to right downward slope. Where this demand and supply is intersect, which means where there is a demand and supply is equalization, this point we can call it as a equilibrium price. Equilibrium price. This is the equilibrium price. So this equilibrium price is nothing but here price is 30 rupees and here is the 40 kgs of the demand and supply. Here also at the 30 rupees the supply is equalization to the demand. This is the equilibrium price. Equilibrium price is nothing but where the demand and supply is the equalization, that is we can call it as the equilibrium price. So here under perfect competition market, these prices will be determined by the based on the market forces such as demand and supply. So here this demand and supply is where it has equalized, that situation we can call it as a equilibrium prices in the perfect competition market. Perfect competition market, nobody has not determining of the these prices. Here is a market forces, all the buyers and sellers is acting as the only price takers, they are not price makers, they are not determining of any prices of the commodity. This perfect competition market is ideal market. In real life it is not existed. The perfect, what we are discussing the characteristics of the perfect competition market, this perfect competition market is only ideal market, it is not real life, it is not existed. That's why the here under the perfect competition market, prices are determined by the market forces, demand and supply. Demand curve is from left to right downward slope, supply curve is from left to right upward slope. So where there is a demand curve and supply curve is intersect, that is we can call it as the equilibrium price. Here is the at the 30 rupees kg of the kg tomato, supply is the 40 kgs has supplied and demand also 40 kgs is there. So where the demand and supply is equalization, that is the equilibrium price. Here at the 30 rupees this supply is 40 kgs and demand also 40 kgs. This is the equilibrium price in the perfect competition market. And next we are moving to the important question. This is also this price determination of the perfect competition market is a very very important for the 10 marks question. And next we move for the 5 marks question, that is a comparison between perfect competition market and monopoly market. So before that, little bit we are discussing about the imperfect competition market. Imperfect competition market is nothing but quietly opposite of the perfect competition market. Imperfect competition market. So based on the competition among the buyers and sellers, basically markets are two types: perfect competition market and imperfect competition market. Up to now, so far we have completed the perfect competition market. Perfect competition market is nothing but large number of the buyers and sellers, which markets is there, that market we can call as a perfect competition market. But this a little bit is features is existed in our Indian agriculture sector, but in real life this perfect competition markets is not existed. So perfect competition market is ideal market only. So now where second type is imperfect competition market. Imperfect competition market is nothing but this competition among the buyers and sellers is not good. So buyers and sellers is the different. If it is the large number of the buyers is there, but sellers is the limited. So base number of the sellers is limited here, imperfect competition market. So again this imperfect competition market is divided into the 4 types, that is the monopoly market, monopolistic market, oligopoly market, and duopoly market. Again this imperfect competition market is divided into the 4 types: monopoly market and monopolistic market and oligopoly market.